Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Daily Market Report brought to you by Mike Bjork. Today is Friday, November 9th, and we got a couple economic news releases scheduled for today, starting with the import price index for the month of October. So, so back in September, we had an increase in the import price index, and for October, it declined a little bit. So basically, that's the prices from the imports coming in were up, but now it came down a little bit. So. And then a lot of that has to do with also keep in mind the currency exchanges. So that's another reason why you'll see a little fluctuation on those. University of Michigan consumer sentiment. This is kind of an important one. This is how people are feeling where economy's at, and gives Wall Street investors a guide as to where spending might go in the near future. So that's why Michigan's consumer sentiment index is important. There is two of them in a month. There's one, the initial one, the beginning of the month, and there's one at the end. So this will be the initial one here. So back last month, October, the final revision came to 82.6. We figured it might come down a little bit, maybe because elections. They're probably figuring maybe people are a little nervous, but actually went up to 84.9. So we'll kind of see where the revision comes in later in the month, but as of right now, it went up a little bit. Wholesale inventories for the month of September, we had back in August, it was up 0.5%, and for the month of September, it went up to 1.1%. So we had a nice little improvement there. Now we'll jump over to the headline news and see what's on the news. We had stock markets up. A lot of it has to do with the consumer sentiment, so they're liking the numbers from that. Euros ministers, this is what's kind of preventing the market going up too much right now. It's going pretty minimal. You're talking probably less than 20 points right now across the board, so it's been pretty minor. But Euro minutes are meeting on Monday regarding the Greece payout. There's also concerns about Spain not applying for the aid for the bond purchase program as of yet. As people, if they keep waiting, it may stir up the markets again over there. They've been kind of reluctant, as we mentioned before. If you've followed my videos, there's a lot of strings attached to it, so they're probably reluctant in that regards. But at some point, the investors are just going to get fed up and not give them decent rates or anything. So then you also got on the other side of good news, and that's what's kind of actually pulling things down, is actually the European news. But we got decent news on our side on the consumer sentiment, and then China's got some good news with the industrial production was up about, if I remember right, it was around up 14% or 9%, and then retail sales was up right around again the one 14 or 9%. So really good production out of China. So good news over there. So we like to see that. And then we have the oops, sorry about that. Oh yeah, there's also an Obama speech later today regarding the fiscal cliff, and what the fiscal cliff is, if you haven't been up to date, is basically talking about all the spending cuts and the taxes are supposed to kick in by January 1st if we don't have this resolved by end of the year type of thing, budget plans and stuff, and then of course the European crisis that's been going on over there. So jump over to the bond market, see what's going on over here. We had a nice rally on the day yesterday, went all the way up to 105.50. We came across, and now we're down a little bit, about 15 basis points. So we're not as good. Pricing's not as good as where we left off yesterday, but better than where we started. As we can see, we started down here, and right now we're here. So this level here, we are in better position pricing. We'll see if this stays like this. As you can see, we've had a lot of volatility, a lot of big swings here. So be very cautious here of where the market's going, because it's trying to find its base as to where to start. And with the elections and everything else going on, it's kind of in a fluctuation part as to. And the speech today is going to be important because you want to see where Obama is going to be next tackling, what issues he's going to start dealing with right now. All right, so thanks for stopping by, watching, and if you guys like these reports, just stop by Mike'sDailyMarketReport.com. You can subscribe right there, and I will see you guys on Monday. You guys have a wonderful weekend.